If you haven't thought about wage and hour laws, you're probably doing something wrong. And I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying that because I see it happen every day. A lot. Here's the deal. You might think you're paying your team just fine. Hourly folks get their checks, salaried folks do their thing, everything's good, right? But then someone says, hey, I worked 50 hours last week. Where's my overtime? And suddenly you're sweating. Oh, we don't pay overtime. Company policy says to clock out when you're at 40 hours. Or you're paid salary, so you don't get overtime. These are some common reasons employers have for thinking that they don't have to pay overtime. And they're usually wrong. Let's say you owe that person $10,000 in unpaid overtime. Not great, but it's manageable. But now they sue and boom, you're paying their lawyer, your lawyer, court fees, interest, damages. That $10,000 bill, it just turned into a $50,000 disaster. Most of this stuff is fixable on the front end. A quick look at your timekeeping system, how you classify your employees, what your policies actually say. That's it. You don't need a legal overhaul. You just need to know what red flags to look out for. Because if your payroll system is held together with duct tape and good vibes, it's only a matter of time. Wage and hour lawsuits are everywhere. They're one of the top reasons small businesses end up in court. Unlike other lawsuits, these don't require a bad boss. They just need someone who skipped a lunch break, clocked out late, forgot to clock in, or a boss who just didn't know any better, and then didn't get paid for all that time. So yeah, it is boring stuff, until it costs you a brand new car. This is what we check first when a business comes to us. Are you paying your people right? Are they classified correctly? Because if not, it's like walking around with your fly down. Nobody wants to tell you, but everybody notices eventually. Your least detail-oriented employee? Oh, they know when their paycheck is off by a dime, and you better be sure you're going to hear about it. And if you're wondering, how do I even know if I'm doing this stuff right? Well, that's exactly the point. Most people don't. It's not because they're reckless, but because no one hands you a manual when you hire your first employee. They say ignorance is bliss, but in employment law? Oh boy, ignorance is billable. Let's talk about job titles real quick. Calling someone a manager doesn't make them exempt from overtime automatically. They've got to actually manage, like supervising people, making decisions, handling serious stuff. If they're just called a manager, but they spend their day restocking shelves, well, guess what? They're probably still entitled to overtime. Here's another one, time clocks. If you're not tracking hours properly, or worse, relying on memory or napkins, you're gonna have a bad time. Courts can believe employees when records are missing on the time that they worked. And no, I thought Steve was keeping track is not a winning defense. And this stuff snowballs all the time because it's usually systemic. One misclassified worker leads to another, and then someone files a complaint. Then the Department of Labor shows up like it's a surprise party. Only it's not your birthday, and no one's happy. I get it. Most business owners wear 100 hats. HR, payroll, operations, marketing. It's a lot for anybody to deal with. But that's exactly why checking these basics just once or twice a year can save you a world of stress and dollars. Honestly, even just sitting down with a lawyer for an hour to go over classifications, look at your pay practices, review your policies, it's not glamorous, but it's insurance. Legal insurance. Speaking of which, most insurance policies don't cover these types of cases. You're probably on your own if it comes your way. And the most expensive part of a wage and hour case isn't always what you owe, it's what it distracts you from. The missed time, the stress, hit to your reputation, all while trying to run a business, it's a ton. Let's use the following as an example. A small landscaping company had 2 workers classified as administrative assistants. They both handled scheduling, did some paperwork, occasionally answered calls. Alright, so the owner thought that the exempt administrator exception fit. But then one of those employees got burned out, tracking spreadsheets after hours on weekends. They just got over it. Turns out, none of it qualified them as exempt under the law. One lawsuit later, the company paid $8,000 in back pay and another $12,000 in attorney's fees, fines, and interest. That's $20,000 on 2 workers. That's a family car, or a commercial grade lawnmower gone. Which brings me to point number 1. Proactive audit always beats reactive lawsuit. An hour with a pro can save you tens of thousands of dollars down the line. Let's build a mini overtime red flag checklist, something for you to keep handy. 1, Title versus reality. Does someone titled as a manager really manage people, or are they only managing inventory? Time tracking. Are there actual clock-ins or outs, or is it just honor system only? Lunch breaks. Are those documented, or are folks skipping out on them to get the job done? Off-the-clock work. Do employees start early or stay late without pay? Overtime approvals. Is there a formal sign-off when somebody works extra hours? If you thought, man, what if I've been messing this up for years? Should I wait to fix it? The short answer is no. The long answer is every unpaid hour is a ticking time bomb. Fix it now. Even small changes add up fast, and at least you're not digging yourself deeper. Now let's recap. Wage and hour mistakes can cost you tens of thousands for unpaid hours plus legal fallout. A 60-minute audit today can save you $20,000 down the road. Look out for misclassified titles, missing records, and overlooked overtime. Schedule those 60 minutes with a qualified employment lawyer today. If you have any questions, drop a comment. Thanks for watching.